What? Here we are.
Are we live?
Yes.
Dang it.
Okay, so you can scooch in if you want.
Okay. I mean, I have to scoot closer to you.
Oh dear.
It's kind of a cool setup.
It is kind of
good
cool,
stuff.
isn't it?
Mm-hmm, it really is. This lady's shifty. She is for sure up to no good. When getting sworn in.
Oh, this lady?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Oh.
She's up to no good. Those sleeves just tell you everything you need to know, frankly.
Just making sure everything's working.
There's a little bit of a delay on it.
Yeah, I want to make sure that we can chat back. I don't know. It's just us! No, but we'll post the whole thing afterwards, so.
So it can stay forever out there in the world.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good, don't it?
Yeah. Well, highly recommend mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
It's critical.
Mm-hmm.
With mint Oreo and whipped cream. Pretty much living my best life. With my husband. Also best life.
That's me.
And sleeping children, actually.
Here we go, YouTube.
My life really couldn't get any better.
Oh, who are you? We should introduce ourselves.
Everybody knows who you are.
Yeah.
Who are you, Anderson? Who is Anderson?
Tell them about you. I'm trying to make sure that this is all good.
I'm Laura Carmen. Anderson's wife. Although my mother-in-law called me Laura Henry the other day. It made me mad because that's my maiden name. Love my maiden name. But I also love my husband. I'm a mom. I'm a retired CPA. Although my license is still active, so actually I'm still a CPA. Always a CPA. Once a CPA, always a CPA. Yeah, as of like 2 weeks ago I retired, and it was pretty awesome. Loved my job. I love my new job more. Not gonna lie. Yeah, now I manage my household, which is pretty fun. Went to Georgia Southern University. Georgia Southern! What else? What else about me, Anderson?
I don't know. We might have cut out there for a bit. I don't know. We'll see.
Cool.
Yeah, just keep an eye on here for chat. All right.
Yeah, man, I'm married to you and I'm a CPA. That's pretty much.
Those are the.
And I have 2 children.
Those are the highlights.
The best things in the whole world.
How long have we been married?
5 years.
5
Just
years.
over 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty legit. We've got 2 kids now, so we made some good use of that time.
Did.
Proud of us. We have a house. We're really making our mark on the world, Anderson.
You want to hear my Dove chocolate?
Oh yeah.
Compliment someone, you'll feel better than they do. You got this one the other day.
I did, but I didn't compliment you. Oh no, I did
You
compliment you. I think you felt better than I felt though.
Yeah.
You have to compliment me now.
Oh, you're pretty.
I think you do feel better than I do, actually. I think that was 100% true.
It was pretty lame.
I know, it was a lame compliment.
Okay, so this is a page.
Hey, what are you drawing? I was supposed to ask you a question.
Oh, yes.
Anderson, what are you working on there?
This is a page from a comic book that I'm working on about guerrilla warfare in Missouri during the American Civil War.
Woohoo!
So this page I chose to draw because it's just a bunch of random people giving testimony in court. Mm-hmm. So it's fairly mindless, but so I'm just kind of making up some faces here. But so here, this is the first one that I'm going to draw. This is just roughed in the space that this person's going to take. and then I'm gonna.
So you can see how big their head's gonna be and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Mm-hmm.
Um.
I love this
actually,
dude's
whoops.
square fingers. They're very pleasing.
Oh yeah.
And I like his silicone wedding ring.
So sometimes I fill something in black that's actually gonna be like white after, or like silver or whatever.
So that is gonna be his wedding ring. Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, now this is I do need to draw Gilstrap. I've got
And you
some
know
of,
what he looks like?
well, some of these characters we have photos of, and some of them I had to make up. So
That's so cool.
this is one of the characters I had to make up.
You just had a page of a monster.
So that's Gilstrap. So
It's like a mug shot at prison.
yeah,
At
it's a
prison.
reference.
Yeah.
So I'll set that right here, if you don't mind.
That's cool.
I'm gonna break that pyramid again.
He's got a pretty good mustache.
Yeah, so
Not
he
as
actually
good as
goes
Sun, but
here. So I
pretty
need to.
So there are 4 different people on these pages. Are they all made up? Because Truman has an awesome mustache.
Oh, on those pages, Fisk is the only one that we actually have a photo of.
Okay, so you made up
Of
Holloway,
those.
Truman,
Holloway
and Gilstrap.
ended up not actually showing up in the comic. He was going to be like
What?
an assistant to Fisk.
Oh,
Okay, I need to get to drawing.
you do. I'm breaking your concentration.
You're doing a great job.
That's what you wanted me to do. So this is this a handlebar mustache? The one that goes down on Gilstrap?
On Gilstrap, yeah, this is kind of
Handlebar?
handlebar. So just going very construction-y with the
Construction-y?
with the
With the
figure.
drawing?
Yeah, I'm like, excuse me. I just had chocolate and it made me burp.
See, it's like I was telling you yesterday. You always give people your dad's eyes whenever you draw people.
What?
It kind of cracks me up. Mm-hmm. Your dad's eyes are like very,
I see it.
right? You know what I mean?
I do.
They're like very sharp, but not in like a mean way. Just very like astute, where you're like, I can tell this guy's listening to everything I'm saying to him. That's how all your characters always look. It's not the worst. It just makes them all look like kind of conscientious, like your dad is.
Yeah, some of them probably shouldn't be conscientious. This guy's
That's what I mean.
this guy's not a good dude that I'm drawing right now.
Oh.
But
Well, it looks evil right now with no eyes.
this is a bad. I should not have had you next to me while I'm drawing. You're like, what's wrong with his face?
It's like the first fight we ever got in.
Oh
You
my
guys,
gosh.
pro tip. If you need to get in a fight with your brand new spouse, which you know,
You should definitely
We
do
all
it
do at
at
some
a
point.
Brave Stadium.
while you're chaperoning teenagers within your first year of marriage, that was definitely our finest moment. But the great thing about baseball is nothing happens in the game, so you know that like you can go out and cry and fight like we did, and come back and the game's still going.
Yeah.
I love baseball for that reason.
Yeah.
Partly. I mean, it's got this nice widow's peak going on. You're gonna like it.
Well, but it's like a squared widow's peak.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a
fun.
toupee. I like you.
I tell you what, the hairstyles of people during the Civil War.
Yeah. I really, in a panel, I really want you to just have his widow's peak suddenly just fly up.
Just like caught.
It actually was a toupee. It's like sitting there.
Just caught in
and
the
then
wind.
Yeah, I'm here for that. But dang, you made that look like a real face so quickly. You always make it look so easy, and I'm like, well, I draw just a couple lines, and they just look like a couple lines. You draw a couple lines, it's like, oh man, there's an ear.
There's a person. What?
Mm-hmm.
Almost like this is my job.
Well, it's almost like this job takes training and stuff. Like, people always think that you just, like, do it for fun, you know, because they do it for fun.
Mm.
But, you don't. I mean, you do, but it's like me doing our budget for fun or something. Like, it is fun to me, but I also know what I'm doing in a way that, like, lay people don't. You know?
Are you saying you're smart?
I'm saying I have a certification.
You know, that's so beautiful. Smart is beautiful.
People PSA. If you learn nothing on this show, smart is smart, beautiful is beautiful. They're both valuable, and they are not each other. The Bachelor, Bachelorette is a prime example. Those people are beautiful. They're not smart. Which is fine. Like, know your brand, whatever it is, but smart is not beautiful. Smart is smart. Do you have more to add to that, Anderson?
Nope. You're beautiful. And you're smart.
Haha. I gotcha.
I'll really flare this out a little bit more.
This toupee's gotta fly wild. Would he have actually had his hair this long? Is he a military dude?
No. He's one of the guys that Truman hired to do his dirty deeds.
Oh. She's meant to look scruffy.
Yeah.
He is a bad dude.
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this hand gesture here.
That's why Truman's got curly hair. Because he's a bad guy. Only bad guys have curly hairs and crazy mustaches.
I think I gotta have it coming out instead.
So is this the first time that you've put Gilstrap into the comic?
No, Gilstrap is on the... I think he's actually on the previous page.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's Ephraim. Nobody's on the next page. This is him.
Oh.
This is the next page. This is Gilstrap here.
Okay. That's cool. Toupee man.
So this is a big old courtroom scene, as you can see. The text is not here, but most of this gets filled with text. Oh wait, I don't think. Yeah, the people can see it. Okay.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
But this is kind of a fun. I like this page because it's like montagey.
So what are these people saying? Are they all just like on the stand lying about stuff?
Let's see. So, yeah, so they're all just talking about the terrible things.
Terman's trial.
He had a couple aliases. His Terman, his Truman. Oh. He had one other, like, completely unrelated to either of those. What?
I just love seeing things appear before, like, I actually see them. So as you're drawing that, it looked like glasses for a minute. And then as you kept drawing lines, it just looked like it was going to be one of those, like, fake mustache faces. Like, glasses and, like, the nose and the mustache are attached, you know? And then I was like, oh, no, it's a hand.
It's none
it's
of
not
these
as
things.
exciting, yeah. What a shame.
My goodness.
Well, he was hired to do his dirty work, right? So he needed to be in disguise.
There's a little bit more furrow here.
Would you be able to get this much detail if you were, like, just on the computer and not on the Cintiq? Because I'm always amazed by you being able to change up, like, the line weight based on how hard you push the pen.
Oh, if I was just drawing with a mouse?
Yeah. You wouldn't be able to do all this, right?
No, because the line weight is significant. I mean,
what if you were drawing on, like, an iPad Pro or something? Like, is there other equipment that could do this?
iPad Pros now are weight, like a pressure sensitive. Pressure sensitive, yeah.
But is that pretty much the only other, like, digital medium that would be able to do all this?
I mean, you can get one of those where it's a tablet in front of you and you're drawing down here and then it shows up there. So it's not on the screen, but it's,
okay,
I mean, it's essentially the same technology.
The same yeah. So do most people who draw digitally, do they still use Cintiqs?
Yeah.
And did they get those Cintiqs that just that you never need to buy again?
I mean, if you got it back in the day.
That's what
this is a good old boy.
It's just never gonna give up.
It shouldn't. I have one dead pixel. I mean, you won't be able to see it as a viewer. Where is it? Hang on. I have to kind of move this around a little bit. Where's my dead pixel?
I don't see it either.
A dead pixel.
I think I've seen it before, though.
For those of you uninitiated, a dead pixel is just one that's just... It's one little light that's gone out on the display. Yeah, I can't see it anymore. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's right there. It's in the circle. It's that green dot right there. It's very hard to see. It's behind us.
Can they see it?
No, they can't see it because it's only this display.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That would be funny if, like, my dead pixel...
Somehow got transmitted to the other display. So, like, it knows what's happening. It's just that pixel's not playing along. The pixel.
Yeah, because this is a big old light board.
And how long have you had this?
Before we met, so...
Yeah.
Around 7-8 years.
Yeah, pretty sweet. It's like a big old light bright. That's what all screens are, really, right?
Sure, I don't know what that is.
Did you never play with light brights?
No. Did I miss out?
You've really missed out mightily. I dearly hope our children will play with them because, actually, full disclosure, if our children don't, I will. I'll get one that's, like, for them. And if they're too cool for it, then I will still use it. It's so cool. I mean, it's literally like what you're describing. It's literally a light board, and you have all these different colored little they look like light bulbs, but there's nothing in them.
Didn't they use that in the latest season of Stranger Things?
Yeah.
To communicate?
Yeah. So cool, though. We had a Beauty and the Beast one. I just remember that. But of course, by the time I got to it, all my older siblings had used it, so you get all these different, like, pieces of paper. It's like a dot to dot. So you fill in the dots with all the different colored lights, you know? So when you use the piece of paper, you punch it in once the first time. And then after that, all the holes are kind of already punched out. But you punch it out with all the different colors that it tells you to do, and it makes these beautiful scenes. So by the time I got to the light bright, all the papers have been punched out. But we would just make whatever, or we'd reuse the papers, or whatever. It never occurred to me to, like, ask my mom to give more or something. But I remember we had this one Beauty and the Beast one, and it was so pretty.
Okay. That sounds cool. Kind of like those,
cool.
I'm trying to think, I don't remember what they were called, but it was similar, but it was like little tiles. It was like mosaics.
Yeah.
We had something kind of like that.
Yeah.
So I just decided, Gilstrap's name is literally right here, so I'm just going to go put him here instead.
What? That's the coolest ever.
But his hand is now covered up, so I'm just going to take this hand and put it back on this figure.
What?
And I'm just going to draw someone else here. But
that's why you do pencils on the computer for this.
Yeah.
That was just the coolest thing I think I've ever seen. Wait. So now you're turning him around?
Yeah.
So you're not even doing your job anymore. This is like when people ask me if I feel threatened by Excel. Like,
it's just faster editing.
Yeah.
Because I do all this with my pencils anyways when I work traditionally.
Yeah.
Now, if he has a pretty symmetrical hairstyle, so this isn't really that disruptive. But, like, some of my characters...
Oh, you can't just mirror image
them? You can't just mirror image them.
Because then it turns into that one comic where the 5 is backwards on her t-shirt.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started.
If you guys know what we're talking about, holler. Anderson showed it to me. It's pretty atrocious.
It's just low, but it's just a quick turnaround. It's a fine comic. It's just...
No, it's not fine if it's doing that stuff.
I've done that before. No, I actually haven't done that. I have copied panels before, though.
Well, I think that's fair. You'll see, like, all the animated movies will copy panels and stuff. Like, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It copies that one of all the different bags flying on top of the house. It does that one like 2 or 3 times.
It's repeated animation, yeah. Let's chill. Okay, now I just need to put somebody here. What should this dude look like? Can you describe somebody?
Oh, an old dude, like, so ancient.
Okay, wizened. Okay.
Wizened. Mm-hmm.
Or jowls.
Jowls. And wizened.
Okay, well, that's
Wait,
good.
do they need to be military?
No, some of these are just civilians.
Oh, make him look like he,
Yeah, 14 other civilians.
Make him look like he, like, owns a petrol station. And I say petrol to give you a vibe for what I want him to be. Like, overall vibe. But I don't think they wore overalls in the Civil War, right?
No.
So he's in a suit, but it feels like he runs a gas station. Which probably is just like the general store. He, like, sells tackle.
Yeah, he's going to have really heavy eyes.
Ah, yeah.
His eyes are, like, fallen in.
And give him big old, like, bags under his eyes. Yeah.
Who likes this more, me or you?
Well, it's just cool seeing my vision come to life. It's got a weird nostril. Just kidding.
This was a bad
Am I
idea.
messing with you? I know, this is really detailed work that you don't let me even like watch during the day generally, and here you are trying to do it with me talking to you. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. This guy. Oh, he's got to be bald too.
I need to give him some kind of hair though.
What? Okay, then he's balding. It's like in American Hustle. You know the whole beginning part where Christian Bale does that whole montage of putting on his toupee? It kind of scarred me. If you guys have seen that, it's pretty troubling, honestly. Have you seen it, Anderson?
Have you seen it? That was so sweet. My favorite thing on old people is the baggy neck.
He didn't answer the question.
Hang on. I'm gonna have to change up this hand because this hand is of a youthful man. What was the question? Mm-hmm. Oh, the toupee. I don't remember that scene.
It was very troubling. It's literally like the opening of the movie. He just looks like a gross person.
Yeah, I believe it.
That's so cool. How do you make him look old other than just lines on his face?
Old people have longer ears. Their lobes have fallen.
Because your ears never stop growing. Is that a true thing?
Sure.
That's what my grandpa.
Same thing with your face. Your face collapses, so like that's why.
Your face is already pretty collapsed, Anderson. What are you gonna do?
My face?
Yeah, you just got those like. You don't have like cheeks like I have. You've got like sallow cheeks, like your brother, your older brother. Yeah. Dude looks like a skeleton.
This guy or me?
No, your older brother.
Oh yeah.
You know we love you, Charles.
Well, I'm just kidding. They didn't have the best razors, so he's gonna have some.
But didn't they get straight razors? Like.
Yeah, but
shaves? Like. That stuff lasts for like 3 weeks. That's a way better shave than what you get nowadays with these dinky razors.
My goodness.
I mean, not everybody has a nice razor handle like you have.
Needs even thicker. Yeah, my grandfather made me a razor head out of bone.
That's pretty cool.
Might be antler, actually.
Did you do it on his lathe?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Oh, make him have hair like my dad.
What does that mean?
I don't know. That's not what my father looks like.
You just like turn the page and that is on. It's like, ooh. Okay, that's good enough. All right.
That's good. That's good. That dude looks ancient. That's exactly what I asked for. Okay. Crushed it.
He's gonna have like one of those collars.
You put him in like a cheap looking suit, you know?
Yeah.
Whenever that's a description, like I don't really know what that means.
There's always these little bumps on the shoulders where the crease is.
Oh yeah, of course. Where the shoulder pads are in women's clothing.
Oh, you know what? I probably won't do it now because it would take a while. But I think I'm going to give this like a woolen texture in the inks.
Oh, nice. He almost looks like a pastor right now.
He is. I've decided.
Surprise!
Just little ticks here and there.
What kind of fold is that? Is that a diaper fold?
Where?
On the front of the shirt. Don't worry about it.
This is a vest.
Oh, okay. That's so cool.
Maybe some half locks here and there, but he needs to have an open mouth. This is.
Is he screaming?
Oh, another cool thing about old people. Their mouth also drops, so they show bottom teeth, but they don't show top teeth.
Oh, yeah.
So he would talk like this.
Whereas younger people only show top teeth and not bottom teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that constantly bothers me in pictures that when I smile, you can't see my bottom teeth at all.
Jeez, this guy's old.
He's like 97.
Liver spots. That's like it's little things like that that really sell.
It really
Age.
is.
I'll really punch up his knuckles in the inks, and
We have hairy knuckles.
I might give him some hair.
What's happening with this thought? Yeah.
Literally about to address it. She's like, "Hey!"
So, as a little background, I'm no longer allowed to see Anderson like drawing as he's drawing because of comments like this. So I've got to really take advantage of this opportunity while I have it.
Really
Because it used to be, remember when we were first married, Anderson? And I would walk by your studio and I'd be like, that person looks weird. And like, you
Just
were in the middle of
leave.
drawing them.
I'd just leave.
And then I would just leave and Anderson would have like existential crises and also be very angry at me because he wasn't even done. And he'd be like, I was going to fix that. That's what I'm doing now.
Alright, that's good enough. Might be
That
too
looks
much.
awesome. I think you crushed that personally.
He looks a little bit like this guy over here, so I need to
He's about to
I need
die.
to do another hairstyle.
What?
No, just somewhere else on the page. Like I gotta. There's so many people on this page. I gotta balance it
There's
out with
so
someone
many.
else.
Can others be ladies?
Yeah, this is a lady. So this is someone. This is Isabella and America Fox and Jennings, respectively, and they are based off of two living people of we have photos.
Oh.
We don't have photos of these characters, but we have photos of their ancestors. Descendants. What? Oh, their ancestors.
These are
The ancestors
photos.
of the descendants.
We have pictures of this woman's great grandchild.
Yeah, I think
what you're
I think another great or two, but
Sure.
that was rough. So I'm gonna lower the opacity on this so I can still see where it is, but I can still draw around it. 'Cause
Is that what opacity is? Look, I've used PowerPoint. Opacity is very near and dear to my heart from using PowerPoint.
really, you use opacity in PowerPoint?
Oh yeah, constantly.
No, you don't.
Oh yeah, because you Google images, and then you pull in something, and then you make it like.
Wait. Why do you need to Google an image? Aren't you all numbers?
Oh, I mean, I don't do it anymore. I did this back in school.
Oh.
And then you pull in an image, and then you make it very, very opaque. You send it to the back, and then you put the words in front of it. I guess that's not opacity, is it? It's more like contrast and brightness, such like. So are these sisters? Oh, yeah.
This is a mother and daughter.
Oh.
That's why they have different last names. Because this one married this dude, and this, you can't see, but I'm pointing at other characters. This is her husband and her
Yeah,
dad.
but this woman could have just been unmarried.
Could have been, yeah.
And then she would have been Fox, and the other one would have been Fox Jennings. I love that her name's America.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. And she was white?
Yeah.
So it was just like a patriotic thing to do to name people like America.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, it's not the worst name. At least you're not naming someone France. I feel like France is not as romantic a name as America is.
Have you ever met someone named France?
No. Have you?
Paris.
That doesn't count. That's Paris. Paris is a
I
romantic
didn't say
name.
it counted. I just said...
Okay. I knew somebody named India.
Okay.
I've known people named Asia.
Hey, can you make a sad face?
Do you want my lower lip?
No, actually. I just want your eyes. I need to see sad eyes. Oh no, it's so sad. Oh no, don't cry. Okay.
When I start crying, I can't stop.
Oh dear.
Just kidding, I'll be fine. So is this a genre of comic that you've read before?
Historical?
Yeah.
Not this heavily researched. Like, I mean, this is like another level, this book.
Have you read something that's like historical fiction that's like we're in World War I and then zombies come in and attack? Have you read that kind of thing? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
That's cool. Are there a lot like that?
I feel like that's kind of comics, is like there's sort of a generic story genre and then you throw in something weird. So The Walking Dead, the initial pitch was that the zombie
Apocalypse?
crisis was because of aliens. The aliens did it.
Huh.
And they were supposed to be like introduced by like issue 10 or something.
Huh.
And then the creator was like, never mind. He just decided not to do that. But that was the only way they would pick up the book, is if there was something else.
Oh.
And then, because they were like...
As if it were not aliens. That's the only reason that they would pick up the book.
If it was aliens. So like when he pitched it to Image, he was like, I want to do this zombie comic. And they were like, dude, zombie stories don't work. He's like, oh, well, it's because of aliens that they're zombies. And they're like, oh, that's so cool and clever. Let's do that. And then...
And then they canned that idea?
Yeah. And they were like, so you're not like leading up to this zombie thing at all. He's like, yeah, I wasn't planning to put that in ever. But
was
then,
that after it was already famous?
That was after it was successful. Like,
okay, so it didn't matter.
But he did fairly recently do a Walking Dead 2000 where
is that like a spin-off?
A spin-off where he basically did that story.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they finally got something.
Yeah.
Was that with Image as well?
Yeah.
That's cool. So it has to have something else generally happening to be like good for the medium?
It's just kind of a classic thing in the medium to kind of give it.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Is that just like the types of people that are drawn to using this medium over others? Because I feel like that's the same type of thing that happens with anime too.
That it's like something normal and then suddenly not.
Could be, or it's just like all the way out in left field the whole time. I feel like there's always some kind of gimmick.
That's true. Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of similar with comics, maybe?
Yeah.
I haven't read many comics, though.
What's your favorite comic? That you've
Watchmen, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I have excellent taste. It's also the only comic I've read, so... Other than yours, but... I'm not allowed to say those.
You proofread that. It's a little different.
Yeah. And I'm a little bit biased towards you in that way, so...
Puppy Dog Eyes? Okay.
Is this what your workday is always like?
Well, if you're not here, I'm just doing it to myself in the mirror.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you're always just... looking it up and stuff.
So I'm really, really desperately trying not to zoom in, because if I zoom in,
You're gonna be way too detailed?
Be way too detailed, but it is tricky, because I feel like I'm losing control by being this zoomed out.
Yeah, okay, because I'm wondering how you're in such good control.
This brush I'm using as well is directional. So so sometimes if like I try to draw a circle, it'll end up like a square like that.
Ah.
Because it's kind of working like a chisel edged marker, like when you draw calligraphy, you know?
Yeah.
So it can be really hard to do those small details, but it helps get a really thin line when I want that.
Huh.
So it just...
So you can get different types of pens for this Cintiq?
Yeah, tons of different brushes.
Really?
So these are the ones that I use pretty much all the time.
But, oh, okay. So when you say brush, you're talking about the image that it makes. You're not talking about the actual thing that you're holding.
Oh,
in your
no.
hand.
This is, yeah.
That's the only one.
So
like
then
that,
from
right?
here I can just select and I can get,
Yeah.
I can get this really fun textured
Yeah.
brush or these are like all my coloring pens. But these two I use for rendering.
That one's almost like a zip tone.
Yeah, these are zip tones. Yeah. This is a big zip tone.
That's a really big zip tone. That's cool. So why do you use... Oh, because it can be so thin?
It can be so thin. And also, I set the opacity at 5 instead of 100. At
That's not very
at
opaque
50.
all.
At 50.
Oh, okay.
But it's the 5 hotkey. Oh, I've got more chocolate.
Okay. Watch out, I'm going to eat it.
No!
I almost ate your bread at dinner. It was so delicious.
She's got this old-timey collar.
Isn't it all old-timey?
It is all old-timey.
But you're right. There's
Kinda.
something about that collar that feels like a Quaker or something. Which one is this? Oh, this is Isabella. So that's the mom.
Isabel.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got to give her a few more wrinkles and.
Is she gonna have these fun braids?
Oh yeah.
Good. Oh, she's crying. Oh no.
Yeah, because
She's got a tear falling off her chin.
her husband got offed.
That's dark when your tears fall off your chin.
Yeah, you know it's serious.
It really is. Do you ever have an allergic reaction when your tears sit under your chin too long?
There's something I'm not getting right in this likeness. I think it's the mouth. I think her mouth isn't as wide as it should be. An allergic reaction to my tears? That sounds
Yeah, just
terrifying.
When I was younger and I'd cry, if the tears sat under my chin
Don't start
too
crying
long,
right now.
If the tears sat under my chin too long, then I'd end up like getting kind of like red and irritated right in there. I remember I told my mom about it. This was like the sweetest. A couple days later, I was crying for some reason, like I always did. And I remember Mom wiped the tears from under my chin because I had talked to her about it a couple days prior.
Aww.
It was like the sweetest thing. I mean, I think she was like disciplining me. Like there was some reason that like I was in some way in conflict with her specifically, but it was still so sweet. She's so thoughtful.
What's happening here? Can you go? Ah.
Is that what you wanted?
That was good. Yeah, I find myself making the face as well when I'm.
I think your face looks wider on this paper.
Yeah.
But she's also at an angle, so it's kind of tricky. It's so tricky to figure out, like, when I look at a likeness, what is it that I'm seeing that's different from what's on the paper, you know? Because I can tell you, like, yeah, what you're drawing right now looks different from what's in the book.
I mean, the hair is gonna help a lot
Right.
once I pull the hair in because it's
Yeah,
gonna.
oh, that's true. Because right now she looks like a man.
My favorite thing about Laura is her unapologetic honesty.
Look, I'm after the truth, Anderson. The truth will set you free, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about.
Okay, so we've got a braid.
Whoa.
Kind of layer it up like that.
Nice.
It helps a lot. Also, I mean, the caption tells us who this is, and it's like one of the two women in this book, so.
Classic.
I know, right?
You mean a book about war doesn't have a ton of women in it? I'm so shocked.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Those are some big braids. What if I just wore that hairstyle every day?
I would love it.
You would actually love it, honestly.
It's pretty outrageous, but I would love it. I'm gonna give her a higher collar. I think that'll help too.
She also looks a lot younger on this page than she does on your drawing, but I think her looking older is a good thing.
Oh, you think she looks younger there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
There's something about the gutsiness of her mouth that makes her look...
Her chin is really strong. Let me soften this up.
Ah, yeah, that's it. I bet you're right about that.
But she does have to have that quiver in her chin.
Yeah. Just that little thing made a huge difference, though. I do feel like sometimes, like, yeah, the jawline looked more masculine before.
It's still kind of...
So this is not a genre that you typically read.
It's not a genre that exists much. I'm trying to look over at my Yeah, I mean the closest genre to this in comics really is like what's called slice of life.
Oh yeah, okay. I've heard that term as it relates to anime. Because that could be more about, like, anything. It's not, like, action-packed
It's not necessarily a formative historic moment. It's just...
like a normal person doing normal
but it
person
is
things.
based off of reality as opposed to fiction.
Yeah.
It's non-fiction.
Slice of life is nonfiction? That's how you would define that?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then that's a different definition than I thought it was.
Now, what I think you're thinking of is magical realism.
That's not what I'm thinking of,
What are you
actually.
thinking of?
I'm thinking of...
I thought about covering my mouth, and then I thought it'd be funnier to burp in your face.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, hey! Someone's here! Maybe they're already gone. That'd be great.
No,
What's up, Vucky Abix?
Hey, yo! No, slice of life. Okay, you've got a,
How do you hold a tissue?
I'm glad I've got a friend here to prove my husband wrong. Slice of life. I just think of it as, like, a story about people going to other people's houses. Sometimes it has magic, sometimes it doesn't have magic, but the point is it's not about people, like, fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think of it in terms of, like, anime or, like, comics. That's a highly physical, very, very,
I got it.
very, very fighty, genre, specifically. Not genre, but medium. But to use slice of life is specifically nonfiction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
But kind of like I said, like non-important, really.
Yeah, I think of that too. Yeah, it's just kind of a normal person living a normal life, but I don't think of it as nonfiction. That's interesting.
What do you think, Voxy?
I know, that's really the question.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't...
This hand is messed up. I gotta start again.
It's like me drawing hands.
And sometimes you just gotta get out of this space.
You're a turd and you're just moving it around just because you can. But is it becoming more popular for other people to do, like, theses and stuff as a comic? Or is this the first time ever in the history of comics?
It's not the first time, but it is kind of the start of a new thing. Cause this
very cutting edge.
Yeah, it is
Like,
not...
yeah.
It's not very... Probably this hand stinks.
I like it.
I gotta get more of the top of it.
That's kind of cool.
The cutting edge bit?
Yeah. So as a portfolio piece, is it helpful? Because if nobody else is doing it, then it's kind of like... cool, dude, you drew about 400 horses, but, like, the fact that it is a historical thing, I feel like, is the whole point of this project in particular.
Yeah, for sure. It helps that it's something so unique and specific. Ooh, this is a little bit better.
Yeah, that looks like a hand.
My problem with drawing hands often is I feel like I have to show the whole hand.
I think that's my problem with drawing in general.
And you really don't. You can...
Are you sometimes surprised by how little you can get away with and it still looks like whatever it's supposed to be?
Yes, for sure.
I feel like that's the whole game, especially with comics. Because it's not fine art. So it's like, how do I make 12 lines look like a person shooting a basketball? Or whatever it is, you know?
Yeah. She does not have a shoulder. What the heck?
She's an old lady. Old ladies lose their shoulders when they turn 60.
Is that what happens?
Mm-hmm.
So this is really important what I'm doing. I'm drawing through the figure.
Yeah. Through the panel.
Well, it's called drawing through the figure.
Oh. So you're drawing it all the way out.
Mm-hmm. Because you want to make sure
So that
that
helps
there's...
with that elbow crease?
You want to make sure that there's that it's built Right, because even though all
Yeah.
this is going to get cropped off,
Mm-hmm.
you want to make sure that the hand is coming out at the right place.
Huh.
Still not right.
It's so hard for me to like. Seems like you're really quick to figure out like if it looks right or not.
Yeah.
I guess that's a learned skill.
It's one of them, for sure.
Do you just study people everywhere?
Pretty much.
It is really interesting when you actually study something that you just see all the time. You know, like in theater, I always played guys, like all the time. But one time, I actually decided to study guys and like how they move and how they sit and and it was really interesting to be like, oh, this is how they sit differently from girls, or this is how they stand differently.
Yep.
There were a lot of differences.
What was probably your biggest takeaway or like most valuable thing that you learned? My goodness. This is going to be tasteful.
I mean, I have to make it tasteful, right? But guys are always acutely aware of their anatomy. They just always are.
Yep.
In a way that girls in some ways aren't. Or like in an opposite way to how girls are aware of their anatomy. Like, so like, guys will always like sit with their legs apart, right? They don't sit with their legs crossed. Girls would never sit with their legs apart like that. Unless they're like alone or like trying to be provocative. But guys are just like always doing that. And frankly, like, if you can keep that in mind, you can kind of account for like all the movement differences.
Yeah.
With just that one thing, which is so funny. And I know that's like the dumbest thing, and it sounds like I'm just looking at misogynistic guys or something, but I promise I'm not. It's not even like a knock on guys. Like, it's just different. It's just kind of funny. So that was the most helpful thing.
Ah!
It's my baby!
Baby!
Okay, I'm gonna be back. I gotta save her.
Oh no, I'm all by myself. How will I
goodness.
entertain them? This is, now I'm needing to draw the daughter. America. You didn't.
She's perfect.
Is she now?
Love her. She's literally the sweetest thing in the whole world. She lost her passy.
Oh, bless her heart.
Oh, bless your heart.
I did finish that today.
Oh, yeah? Did you post it?
No, not yet. It did turn out pretty well. Her face is Botoxed all to heck.
Good.
Like
Are her
it is.
boobs in it, too?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that sounded a little too enthusiastic, but I did a drawing of Dolly Parton, and it is a good drawing of Dolly Parton.
I was about to say that chin's really off-center. I love this lady's sweater vest she's got going on here.
What do you think of this?
That's very troubling.
I think I'm done.
I hate that so much. That's the thing of
It's
nightmares.
pretty disconcerting, right? Okay. Back to serious. What about her sweater?
The sweater vest this other woman's got going on. I like it.
It's meant to be just a dress.
I know. But something about that button at the top.
Poofy sleeves?
What year was this? 1860s? No.
Yeah. It's the fashion. I could look up reference photos. I just don't want to interrupt.
It wasn't really until 1890s that the puff sleeves came in. As far as I know. Now, the only reason I think I know that is because in college. I did character design class. And this was not for my CPA. This was not for my accounting degree. This was for my theater minor. But we did costuming for The Importance of Being Earnest. And our
that's right.
professor specifically said to set it in 1895 because there was this period of time, this very narrow period of time, she said, from like 1895 to like 1900, like right in there, where the puff sleeves were just outrageous. And of course, for The Importance of Being Earnest, you want everything to be as outrageous as possible. So,
because they're so earnest.
So great. So we drew, outrageous hats and outrageous sleeves and the whole 9 yards. It was awesome. And I don't think it was my best work of the semester, but it was really fun to do, and I really enjoyed all of it. But planning out those costumes and all that was super fun. Especially doing like the differences between Cecily and Gwendolyn and all of that. These things that are critical because they're the two, lead females. Although of course it's harder to do differences between guys because they're all just in suits. And it's like, well, this is boring. Have you looked up the sizes of lapels from the 1860s?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the only like really distinguishing.
I mean, what I've more specifically researched when it comes to lapels is just the military dress.
Oh, sure.
Because it's pretty specific, of course.
Yeah, that seems appropriate. Well, and really Andrew did all that, right?
Yeah.
Have you told people about your collaborator on this project?
No, so this is in collaboration with Andrew Fialka from MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University. He's the researcher and he's the brains behind the operation. He did all the research. I mean, this is his baby project. I'm just the lowly artist.
Still an artist.
Still an artist. Drawing it. Can you make sad eyebrows specifically? Okay. There's an interesting. Oh, there you go. Whoa.
I can do all eyebrow shapes.
I forgot.
This is why you married me.
Okay.
You want this? Hey.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, ugly cry. Ooh, that's pretty outrageous.
You have to do the lower lip if you're ugly crying. Just move her nose up a bit.
Well, because she's got her mouth is all the way open.
That's awesome. So her nose moves up? My nose always gets out of the way whenever my mouth wants to open all the way.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. Whenever you can focus, you need to talk about Andrew.
Oh yeah. So he's a history professor. Can you squint, shut your eyes in sadness?
What?
Anger, sadness.
What do you want from me?
Yeah, I think that worked.
I think you crushed that far eye.
This one? Well,
yeah.
I'm about to have to delete it. It sucks.
It looked really good. Sorry about that. That far eye is tricky.
So he's the brains behind the operation. He wanted to make a comic about this research that he's been doing about the guerrilla warfare in the Civil War.
Now, when you say that, I always think it's just like general guerrilla warfare. Does it have a general component, or is it just this one specific incident that it's about?
Well, it's a body of incidents.
Okay, so it is about generally guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, I mean it's all connected to Truman and his role in that.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Interesting. So it's following this one guy and all the guerrilla warfare atrocities he did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's a very feminine mouth shape somehow.
I'm glad.
I don't know why guys can't have that mouth shape, but there's something about it that looks very feminine to me. Maybe it just looks like the Rocky Horror Picture Show mouth for some reason. Maybe that's why I think it's feminine.
Do. Oh, you're not getting tired, are you?
I had a long day, man.
Yeah, what'd you do today?
I had to reclaim my house a little bit.
Woo! Reclamation.
I had to clean all my bathrooms. Did the grocery shopping.
Oh, you know what?
But I had 2 excellent helpers for my grocery shopping.
Aww.
I had my almost 2-year-old and my 4-month-old, and they were just the sweethearts. It was so great. All the cashiers love Vincent, of course, but he never talks to them. But today he kind of said hi, and she was super stoked about it. She's like always our cashier, but he doesn't say hi to her because he's suspicious of strangers, which is fine. But today I was so horrified. He stuck a quarter in his mouth. My child has never been one to stick things in his mouth all the time, and that's like, it's not like I trained him necessarily. It's just like he just hasn't been one of those kids that sticks everything in his mouth, so I really don't expect it. But I went to the back seat and I'd handed him a quarter. I went back there and he's just like
chomping,
moving it around in his mouth, and I was like, what is wrong with you?
Little monster.
I didn't say what is wrong with you to my child. My child's perfect. But I did say, no, that is nenass. That's nasty. Don't eat that. And then we talked about how nasty quarters are for a while, and
Good.
Anyways, that's, my days are so mundane these days, but they're so exciting to me. So, sorry.
That's very exciting.
Make it bigger. I like it. It's good.
Fits on the face.
She does look so interesting with that hair. Jawline looks a little masculine again for some reason.
I gotta figure that out. I think it's just all the angles I'm putting into it.
Yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, this is Andrew's. I kind of interrupted you when you were talking about Andrew.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
That vein in the neck.
That vein dough. Can you give her that forehead vein that you like?
Oh, that's a good idea. That's actually a really good idea.
I know.
Sometimes you have good ideas.
Often.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I think I probably do. Our baby
Usually
has
like
one.
splits. It's like right there, like that.
I feel like there's also one like directly in the middle too. Sometimes.
I gotta look this up.
But you're right. There is a corner one.
Did
you see that forehead reduction surgery?
Is that the thing that came up on my?
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Dang.
That's not right.
Oh, that's after Botox, though. That's a different thing. Bless her heart.
I should look up angry.
Yeah.
Forehead vein.
Whoa.
Oh, dang.
That's nice. I wish you guys could see the images that we're looking at.
It's true. I mean, I could
They're
share
a
it, but
little
I'd
scary,
rather not.
honestly.
Okay, yeah, because that's like.
Oh, you
okay,
should
so
draw
it kind
like
of
that anime person. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. So it like forks up there, and then it comes down.
All right, her eyebrows need to be way angrier to pull this off. Can you bring up your nose? Angry.
I'm flaring my nostrils.
That's what she's
too.
missing. Is she's mission dish.
I'm flaring my nostrils to make me extra angry too. That's how I roll. This is a nice monitor setup you got here. I gotta get me another monitor.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Now I just have my one little laptop.
Let's see. What's the contour here?
How old is this woman?
America?
Yeah.
She's younger
Yeah.
by a poultry.
By a generation, actually.
Not by well, yeah, actually, sorry.
Yeah, she's a daughter.
Yeah,
I know.
felt like a trap. Felt like I couldn't win that. Oh, that is not right.
So Andrew.
Thank you. Keeping me on task. Andrew. Yeah, he did all the research. This is for a thesis for him to get tenure and all that fun professor jazz. But he was annoyed. He's been annoyed with. I'm gonna speak for him a lot, and he's gonna tell me that all this is wrong later. He's been annoyed in general with academia because like it's all these stuffy articles that only other academics read, right? Mm-hmm. But what's the point of these like papers and stuff that you write if no one ever reads them, other than the 5 other people in your field?
Yeah. So you end up with this echo chamber rather than like educating and inspiring minds and lives.
Yep.
So
he decided.
I gotta save the baby. I'll be back.
Yeah. He decided that he wanted to try to be more engaging with his thesis, and as a result, he has decided to make what we're calling a graphic thesis or graphesis. So the name of this project is actually Hope to Never See It Again.
Which refers to?
It refers to this quote. I can't remember who said it, but it refers to this quote about war. I think specifically the American Civil War, and just the atrocities in it and stuff. And the other thing that Andrew wanted to do is he doesn't want to romanticize the Civil War. We want to kind of point out the horribleness of war and be like, this is terrible. Let's not end up here again. I gotta make her much bigger.
Much bigger.
Said it was gonna be much bigger.
She's bigger than the other woman was.
Gotta have some variation in scale.
Then make her bigger. Just make it just her mouth and nose. And that fills up the whole panel.
I might.
Really?
Oh, no, I gotta see.
Oh, but you've got but there's all those words on this page.
I think there's another. Yeah, this one's gonna be the biggest.
Okay.
Zoomed in. That's good enough. Well, that's an hour, Mrs. Carmen.
Me.
That was fun.
Yeah, thanks for letting me see you draw. Like I said, he doesn't ever let me do this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a big deal.
We'll have to do this again.
It's like behind the curtain here.
It was fun.
Yeah. I enjoyed this.
Okay. Goodbye. Toodaloo.
Bye.